you guys. So in this video right here, I wanted to talk about if you're experiencing losing consciousness, like you feel like you're becoming unconscious, like you feel like you're losing your life force, particularly if you're feeling these kind of symptoms in the morning. If you feel like you're losing your life force, if you're starting to get headaches on your left side of your head, typically in the back, if you're starting to realize that your appetite is sort of diminishing to the point where you barely want to eat, you don't want to eat no more. When you stand up and when you get out of bed, you feel your heart palpitating, like it starts rushing like this and everything, and then it calms back down. And then sometimes you start getting heart palpitations at random moments. Another sign is your vision isn't sharp. Okay, you look at things, you may look at numbers that you can usually see. You can look off into the distance. You can't see that far off into the distance. Everything looks blurry to you. Okay. All of these things can be broken down in a physical way, and I can break it down that way too. But that can also be broken down in a spiritual way. All right. So, what's happening is your body is letting you know that subconsciously you're starting to lose power within your body. Okay. And these things start to happen when your body, there's too much stress in your body and you're not feeding it enough to bring balance to your body, to be able to compensate the stress that happens throughout our life. Like, a lot of you guys may be going, this is all of us. Work, stress, dealing with people. You may be in relationships that you trying to get out of. Dealing with yourself and your thoughts and trying to get past certain ailments or diseases that you might have. All of these things bring stress onto your body. Okay? So, doing these things and not eating, especially if you're not eating the right type of foods for yourself that power your body, you're gonna start feeling this way. It feels like your body is starting to die off, like you're starting to lose your life force. Okay, your sex drive might start to leave and everything. That's gonna start to diminish. These type of things is just basically your body is trying to let you know that what you've been doing is stressful. You understand what I'm saying? The thoughts that you've been thinking, a lot of this has to do with our thoughts and everything. Like whether or not we're in a logical planning type of conscious way of thinking, and that really stems from us going through school and everything. They're teaching you to look up close at things, especially now that most of us is looking at phones all day long, and we literally have to put the shit up to our face like this. And like when we look off into the distance, like what our eyes was made for, you can't see shit. You can't see that far. Okay? And then the doctors come in trying to pimp you with some smart words and then convince you to wear glasses. Okay? So basically, you need to start shifting out of that scarcity mindset, because that's all it is. You're thinking thoughts that doesn't make you feel good. Okay? This brings stress onto the body. And if you're coupling this with not eating in order to compensate the stress that's going on in your body, like let's say your stress is all the way up. Okay, you dealing with a whole bunch of shit. But you over here trying to fast and everything. And when you do eat, you're not eating the right things that's conducive to power up your body. You understand what I'm saying? And the way that you know a food is good for you, you don't have a lot of gas with it. It doesn't sit that long in you. Typically, right after you eat it, you start to feel your power come back. You start to feel alive again, and you start to notice, and you can test this before you eat something. If your vision is kind of blurry, right after you eat something, give it about 30, 40, an hour, and then come back to that. If your vision is sharp, like what I like to do is I like to look at my dashboard right here in the car, and I can tell if my vision is sharp and everything. And right now it's sharp. I just got done eating like a whole bunch of shrimps and everything, and my vision is starting to sharpen. Okay, so that's how you know you're eating something that's gonna balance out your body and bring it back in harmony, so it can handle the stress, and then that can start to come down. Okay, so if you ever start to experience these type of things, then that's something that you want to look into. Okay. Another way you can break it down is that you probably just experiencing low blood pressure. Okay. This usually happens in people's body types. Like I'm prone to having low blood pressures. I don't really pick up on a lot of the things from my family history. Okay, so because typically with black people, they have issues with high blood pressure. I rarely have high blood pressure. I'm more on the end of having too low of blood pressure. And it mainly comes from not eating enough, or when I do eat, I eat the wrong things. Okay? Like I don't feel energized for me. I feel tired. Okay? So, in order to increase, like for me, and I can speak personally for me because I know I've tested this literally probably a couple hundred times on myself within the past years. So one of the first things you want to do is you want to start to increase your salt intake. Our subconscious mind is basically powered through our nervous system. Okay, and that's basically all the autonomic body processes that's in your body, like your heart beating, your nervous system, digestion, things like that. Okay, so one of the first things you want to do is start to put more salt into your body. All right, a good salt that you can use is Himalayan pink salt and Celtic sea salt. Okay, that's more of a grayer type of salt. And then your pink salt is pink. Okay? So you can try to increase that. All right? And another thing that I usually do is I try to up my protein. And protein, it starts to build up the nitrogen within your body. Because usually people who have these kind of symptoms, when you start to fast too long, your body is running in a very alkaline state. And this is why I be trying to talk about when people say you need to be 100% alkaline everything, that's still out of balance. So when you eat these proteins and everything, it's going to bring you back to harmony within your body. Okay, because right now your blood pressure is too low to carry out a lot of things. Your digestion is going to be off, so that's going to stop your appetite and everything. Okay, because you need to be digesting things to keep things moving and want to eat some more. All right, so do those things. When you start eating more of these proteins and things, and try to eat more fish, lean meats and things like that. You can cook it with some grass-fed butter, or something like that. If you're, in, like, you got the same type of symptoms like me, you probably need to eat like me as well. But you still got these different types of people who experience different things based on what they're supposed to be eating and what powers them, because it might be different from me compared to you. But I'm just telling you what I do. And then when you start doing these things, it's going to start to increase your thirst, bringing more water into the body, along with these electrolytes like this salt that I told you. It's going to build back up your blood. Okay, it's going to be able to push it out to all your extremities and everything, and this is going to bring more life into your body, and then you're going to feel your hunger coming back. Okay, so I hope this helps. If you're experiencing these things, go ahead down in the comments down below, let me know your experience if you ever experienced this. And if you got any more questions, just let me know, because this is basically what I'm here for. Okay, so I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, y'all.